So today I am going to be reading what I would think and what I believe is a rather famous poem. However, it is often misstated. I will be reading it in its entirety and then giving commentary at the end. I believe that with the current situation going on in the US, that this specific poem happens to be quite relevant. It is by Pastor Martin Niemöller. I hope I am not saying his last name wrong. I do not speak German. If I said his last name wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments section. But yes, and a little bit of background before I read this. I'm going to be using the word SS so I don't get banned off of YouTube because I don't actually know how to mute words from my videos. So yeah, Pastor Martin Niemöller was originally a supporter of the SS and their very screwed up beliefs. Again, I am trying not to swear, but you guys know what that actually is, and it starts with F. But not starts with an F word, not a screw S word. But anyway, that changed after he himself, from my understanding, from what I have read, ended up in, for a time, a concentration camp due to his differences of opinions with the SS over either their supervision of or shutting down of churches. And also, from what I've led to understand, he barely escaped Germany during World War II with his life. But without further ado, I will be reading his poem, which I do believe is very relevant to our current circumstances in the United States. And then giving a bit of further commentary and explanation at the end, because one of the terms in the poem is no longer used as it was used then. So I will just be giving a brief explanation of that term. First they came for the communists, and I did not speak out, because I was not a communist. Then they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out, because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out, because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out, because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out for me. The end. The clarification I did want to give, when he says trade unionists, that is no longer a word that is always in common usage with the younger generations. But what he's talking about is, say you are in the carpenters union or the plumbers union, and the union is protecting your wages, or you are in, like, say, United Steelworkers of America, that is a trade unionist. So basically they broke up the unions so that they could nationalize the productions for their war effort and likely force people to accept substandard wages for increased labor. When he said trade unionist, that is a trade unionist. But aside from that, I do believe that with our current circumstances in this country, that this poem is particularly profound and should be noted, and the meanings and the warnings behind it should be noted. For everyone who got through to the end of this video and who, whether you commented or subscribed or liked the video or not, but if you got through to the end of it, thank you. I actually had to edit out about 2/3 of the original video because I got a little bit emotional during the rant and started swearing like a sailor beyond what I feel is appropriate for YouTube. But yeah, so if you got through to the end of it and you watched it through to the end, and especially if you're sharing this video, because I do believe the message needs to get out, thank you. And yeah, that's it. All right, bye.